Now, WMBF News First Alert meteorologist Marla Branson.
You know it is summer in South Carolina, and when you've got 80s on the map at 5:10 in the morning, 81 degrees right now for Bennettsville, 78 in Laurinburg and Florence, and then 79 for Myrtle and North Myrtle Beach. Water temperature currently at 80 degrees. And speaking of that surf forecast, very gusty winds today. So not only will you get sandblasted on the beach, but it's also going to make for some very choppy, very rough surf. Now the rip current threat, we're going ahead and giving it a 5, but it's really not the rip currents that I think is going to be so prevalent, making the water so dangerous today. It's going to be that choppy surf, that washing machine effect that can really overwhelm you if you get caught out in it. Now here's an hour-by-hour look at the day ahead. A quick warm-up from the mid-70s to the mid-80s by 10 o'clock, and then we get into the 90s by 1 o'clock this afternoon for the beaches and climb up to 92, keeping it rain-free throughout the entire day today. In fact, I wouldn't expect to really see much in the way of cloud cover until we get a little later in the afternoon. For the PD, 77 by 7 o'clock, by 10 o'clock, 83 degrees, and then a 10-degree jump by the time we get to 1 o'clock, 93. And of course, across the PD, we don't stop there. 98 will be the high today around 4 o'clock. And again, it's not going to be the temperatures on the map, which will be pretty impressive, especially across the border belt. Look at this, 99, your high for Laurinburg, 99 in Lumberton. It's going to be the heat index that makes the big difference. This is the number you need to dress for, prepare for. 101 in Florence, 100 in Lumberton. And keep in mind, the heat index is so high because of the humidity. When the humidity is so high, shade really doesn't even help much. You need to try to find some air conditioning. If you work out in the heat, either an air-conditioned work truck or try to dip inside somewhere for a minute and cool off several times throughout the afternoon. Now this heat continues to build. Tomorrow will be even hotter, even more uncomfortable, and it will lead to the chance for some afternoon storms. I would say after 3 o'clock tomorrow. Some could be strong to severe with gusty winds and hail, as well as lightning being the main threats. Here's future radar. Notice those storms starting to pop up along the Grand Strand and inland Horry County by 3, lingering off and on through the 6 o'clock hour, so your 5 o'clock drive could be a bit dicey. And then heading into the evening, we lose the severe threat, but we could see some lingering storms. Now let's talk about the PD for a minute. This again is for tomorrow. We've got the chance for some pop-up storms starting. We could have a couple showers in the morning, but the severe threat doesn't kick in until the afternoon between 3 and 5 for the PD. And notice how some of these storms could linger as we head into the evening. We could continue to see a little bit of rain. Now, so Friday night into Saturday morning, still dealing with some showers. Could have a couple thunderstorms through lunchtime to the early afternoon on Saturday. And then finally we dry out. So Sunday looks really nice and also a bit cooler.
Yeah, we need that.
If you're looking for dry skies, though, today's probably the day.
Today, and then once we get into the weekend.
Okay. Thank you, Marla.
Good morning, 7-11, and today is a weather alert day for the excessive heat and also the potential for some severe weather later on this afternoon and evening. Let's start off first with a look at our first alert radar. All clear for now. A couple light showers moved through early this morning, but now all dry. It's going to be later on this afternoon and evening that we start watching the radar once again. The timing for the potential for severe weather, 3 o'clock this afternoon through the evening hours, but the later it gets, the lower the risk gets. And we aren't talking a washout, just a few storms popping up, much like a summertime pop-up storm. Only these could be a little nasty. The impacts, heavy rain leading to ponding on the roadway, frequent lightning. A lot of our storms are very electric around here. Even if it is sunny where you are and you hear rumbles of thunder, you need to head indoors. Strong winds, another impact. We know from last week in the incident in Kingstree, we thought it could be a tornado, ended up being straight line wind damage. Straight line winds can be just as dangerous as a tornado. Thankfully, we're not expecting any tornadoes out of these storms. Also, the potential of some hail. If you have the chance to park in a garage, I would do so late this afternoon and overnight. Let's time it out using future radar. Dry for most of the day. This is not going to be a washout kind of day. It's going to be nice for at least the first half of it. Then we hit 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's when we start to see some storms pop up. They really ramp up as we hit your 5 o'clock drive right along I-95. Visibility will be reduced because of the winds and the rain on I-95. And it's around 5 that we also start to see some storms get a little closer to the Grand Strand. Those storms move through the Grand Strand 6 o'clock this evening, just in time for a night out. So be very careful. Maybe a night in would be a better option. Now let's talk temperatures, the other weather headline for today. And this is going to be the most widespread impact. 75 right now in Myrtle Beach, 78 in Florence. Nice, definitely muggy. But through the afternoon, highs climb into the low 90s for the beaches all afternoon, from lunchtime all the way through 4 o'clock. At this point, because of the humidity, it will feel more like 102 at the beach. So on the playground, watch out for the rosy cheeks and other signs of kids getting a little overheated. Keep the water on hand. Inland, 97 will be the high today for Florence, 98 in Lumberton. Similar to yesterday, only more humidity, which means a higher heat index. We're talking 104, the heat index for Florence, 103 in Lumberton. If you work outside, find some air conditioning. When the humidity is this high, shade really doesn't help much. I'll talk more about your weekend and the rain we're expecting for Saturday in just a bit.
Thank you, Marla.
Good morning, 7:41, and a nice start to the day for the Grand Strand. A live look from our sky cam. Expect a mix of sun and clouds today, and overall a beautiful day. Started off beautiful for the PD, now under a blanket of clouds, but expect some more sunshine as the day rolls on. Comfortable temperatures right now, 72 in Florence, 77 in Myrtle Beach, and 72 in Lumberton. As we go throughout your day, temperatures are going to level out in the mid-80s for the beaches and only feel like the low 90s. So yes, it is a little humid, but it's not as bad as it has been. And inland, 92, your high today for Florence, 93 in Lumberton, as well as Laurinburg this afternoon. And here's the weather setup. Today beautiful, but tomorrow some changes. We have a cold front that's going to move through. That's going to bring the chance of rain Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it gets hung up. It stalls out right along the coastline, leaving an unsettled weather pattern for us for the rest of the work week. Here's future radar. Dry today, heading into Tuesday. Looking at a couple early morning showers right along I-95 for the PD, and then more showers and thunderstorms blossom as we head into 3 o'clock. Some downpours, some thunder and lightning. If you hear rumbles of thunder, get inside. By 5 o'clock, still looking at lingering rain. In fact, the beaches still has a chance of some showers as we get into the 7 o'clock hour. The PD for the afternoon and evening should get a break from the rain and thunderstorms. Let's get a check now on the roads with Ruby.
Good morning.